Okay, should be up now. Is the music coming through? Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Is it coming?
I'm checking the live stream on my phone because it hasn't started. Nope, hasn't started.
Huh?
Never mind, it's up now.
Is it up?
It's up, yeah.
Okay. But it's still the thumbnail that is there.
Yes.
Alright, so I'm about to remove the thumbnail.
I don't know why it doesn't show up on my computer.
What can you see now? It should be up now. You could probably can see you probably can see my screen.
I'm waiting for it to like catch up.
All right. Hello. Hello. Can anybody hear me? Hello. 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 Welcome to this live stream. Hello. Hello, welcome to this live stream. All right. I guess I'll just go ahead and start.
Yeah, the mic is working, the music is working.
Okay. The music is not too loud, right?
You might want to turn it down just a tad.
All right. Let me put it down there. Okay. Welcome to this live stream. My name is Sam, and I'm not your typical tutor. My interest is in video content creation / film. So what I use and how I use it, be them gear softwares and other related tools, I simply share with you, hoping you can learn a thing or two from it. If this be your thing, subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell notification so you don't miss another update from me. So the reason why I'm here today is to color grade this particular image here. Now, the thing about this image is it's not a 4K image like I usually would color grade. This is a 720p image laid on a timeline of 1080p. That's 1920 by 1080. So you would say, wouldn't that fall apart? I actually shot this video in my Canon 7D, which is a very old camera. So the aim and purpose was to achieve a slow-mo with a 720 resolution. If you know Canon 7D very well, it's not it doesn't have 60 frames per second at 1080p. So it only has 60 frames per second at 720p. So because it's an old, So basically I have it here and it's 8-bit and not 10-bit. So that means there's just so much you can do with this particular image. But then I thought to rise up to the challenge of color grading an 8-bit video, in DaVinci Resolve. So I like to once in a while take up on challenges like this, just to see what I can make of what people would not useful anymore, like the 7D Canon 7D. A lot of people would think, oh, this camera is old, or they would think, oh, I have an old camera that can't measure up to excuse me, that can't measure up to what cameras are these days, But I'm just doing this to say that wherever you are at, it's not about the gear that you have. The first thing you need is the information that equips you to deliver in whatever circumstances you find yourself. So it's not always about the gear. Don't get me wrong, having good gear, having great gear, it's a good thing, but then you need to make do with what you have to get yourself to where you want to be. I mean, that's probably a life's lessons. That's probably life lessons generally, in every circumstances, or in every circumstance rather. So basically, this is what I have here. Let me not talk too much. Without further ado, let's get into this thing. I have this image right here. I need to color grade it. It's a challenge. It's 8-bit. It's not 10-bit with all the detailing and all that. I don't know what I can come up with, with this. So I'll quickly show you my settings here. What I did, as you can see, is a 720p image, and I laid it on a timeline of 1920 by 1080p, a HD image. As you can see right here is 60 frames per second. I intend to have it slowed down, to give me that slow motion. And then coming to the color management here. Now, this is the first time I'm doing this in DaVinci Resolve. I have color graded this sort of images in Premiere Pro, but I haven't had the opportunity to do that in DaVinci Resolve. So I have here color science. I don't know what it will lead to, but I'll just apply my little skill here and see what I can make of it. So I have a timeline color space sRGB. Now in Canon cameras, you will see, if you're not using log, if you're using a camera that has no C log, you want to switch to this color space. The color space would be either sRGB or RGB, so that's where that came from. Then I have output color space placed on Reg 709A. So I haven't used that before. As you can see, that's what I have in a nutshell for my colors, for my settings, And then I will just quickly go ahead and start color grading. So I have the first node here, and so I'll call that node, I'll call it balance. I'll call it balance, then I'll open another node by pressing Option S to add a new node right there. So I'll call this exposure. I'll call that exposure, then I'll get another one. Then I'll call this one saturation. Maybe before saturation, I should do contrast. No, I'll do contrast. So let me just keep these 4 nodes for now. I'm going to keep it really simple because we're not working with a log footage. It's going to be easier in a way somehow. So I'll come here, and then I'm already in my color page, and I'll come to the color wheels right here. So let's open RGB Parade. So as you can see, my exposure is really nicely displayed. I'm not clipping the highlight, neither am I losing any shadow in this image. I shot it myself, and it was a long time ago when I really was rocking the 7D. So as you can see, I have a lot of room up here, and I also have a bit of a room down here, but more on the upper side on the highlights than the shadow. So I'll just come here and nope, this is the white balance. So before white balance, let's do exposure. So I will begin to pull up here. I begin to pull this up a little bit to increase the exposure. And then I have a bit, my shadows are really nicely exposed. I mean, I'm not losing any details except for areas like this, you know, and it's really dark in the bushes right there. So I really don't mind really bringing it, maybe bringing it down. Let me check. So this is before and after. All right, so coming back to balance, I can see that the red is pretty low. I'm going to increase the temperature right here to balance it out a little bit, just a little bit. I won't do it too much. Am I good?
Your stream froze.
It froze?
Yeah, it's like frozen. I don't know if my computer's just laggy. I checked on my phone, it's also the same way.
Okay, maybe there's so much happening in the network or in the Wi-Fi. Hello, can anybody hear me?
Your audio is coming in fine, but
Oh, the audio is coming. If the
yeah.
audio is coming, that's fine. I'll
Okay.
just continue with the
Okay.
streaming. I think there's so much on the Wi-Fi. That's what's going on. All right. So back here, I think I'm having a bit of a glitch with my video, but if anybody can hear me well, I think I'm good. I'll continue the streaming. So where am I now? I am right on exposure node. So if I off and on, you can see the difference. And then I'll go to, I won't do contrast yet. I will do saturation. I need to put a little bit of color there. I will boost the saturation a little bit to 3. And I will come here and boost that a little bit. Now with this, I can always come back to reduce this saturation. I mean, this is just getting me started. And then I'll come back to contrast, because by the time I give it a little bit of the contrast, it's going to, the colors are going to pop a little bit more. So I come to the curve right here and give it a really nice S curve. I'm going to give it a really nice S curve so that the colors will pop a little bit. I mean, I'm working with 8-bit clip, so I don't expect to be able to push the colors that much. This is not 10-bit. As you can see, the colors are now popping. Yeah, less is more. All right, the next thing I want to do is the skin tone. Let's shift this. Let's add another node. So this one, I'm going to call it skin. So once I label that, I'm going to highlight it I go to this tab here and pick my eyedropper tool to select the skin so that I'll be able to isolate the skin and begin to treat it nicely. So I'll press Shift H to highlight my skin, or to select my skin, or to show the selection. So I first and foremost would always use the sliders. Looks like this is going to be a difficult one because I'm dealing with 8-bit image here. It's going to be a difficult one to select. I'm not dealing with a lot of data in here, so it's going to be difficult to select this skin. I don't want the hair to be part of the selection, so I have to be very careful. Alright, so let's move to hue. It's going to be a difficult selection, like I said, but I hope I can manage it. I may not really need this, but so let me use this tool. Let's see what happens. Okay. Alright, so let's use the clean white, the matte finesse, as let's see how we can use this, because I still have a bit of the hair showing there. Let's blur. I would think that this particular image would be easy to select. See, it's gotten a lot of the hair in there. So let's see if we can subtract that. See that? Let's see. Let's see if we can control that. Yeah, I guess this is one of the reasons why 8-bit clip might be more difficult to work with. Let me use this tool again. You see that? Yeah. This is gonna be hard, man. It's gonna be hard to